Ladies and gentlemen, the future is a dark, winding, misty path, always shrouded by the fog of uncertainty. And it's a path like no other, a path that sometimes offers treasure, a path that sometimes offers a pitfall. And most of these times we never know what's going to offer. But humans need to know. It is one of the fundamental aspects of the nature of humans, curiosity. And in order to satisfy our curiosity, we want to be one step ahead of time. And while the ways to interpret the future are not the most reliable, but there are some reliable methods of interpreting the future, and these are observing patterns that have happened before in history, because if history has taught us anything, is that history repeats itself. So, today, the opposition has taken a look at patterns in history and has concluded that the future might actually not be so bad as the government may want us to believe. So why do we think that's the case? Well, first of all, there's the prevalence of peace. No matter how we look at it, it seems that war is going out of fashion. Now, according to from 1951 to 2000, the number of years spent in war for every country has amounted to only 74 years. 50 years prior, it was 326 years. We see the jump that we have made from 300 to 70. It's a very big jump. We have made severe progress in that field. Not only that, but this can be attributed to diplomacy, democracy, and conversation between sides. Statistics show that negotiations have ended more conflicts than victories, from 10% to 40%. And this has subsequently led to war declining, and subsequently this has led to the battle deaths declining, as statistics show that the absolute number of battle-related deaths has declined from 500,000 in 1946 to 87,000 in 2016. This is, once again, a very big jump. It's almost decreased fivefold. And state-based battle-related deaths has dropped from 20 in 100,000 in 1946 to 1 in 100,000 in 2016. So, ladies and gentlemen, we see that no matter which way we look at it, war is going out of fashion, contrary to what the government was trying to tell us. Not only that, but war is economically an ineffective tactic, because nowadays it is more likely that you're going to benefit from international trade and international cooperation than you are going to benefit from conflict. So we see that there is a clear decline in violence, and we are making severe steps towards peace. This leads to the decreasing of the mortality rates and leads to increasing the quality of lives of humans. Whichever way we look at it, it seems that humans are not living under the constant fear of war anymore, and conflicts are on a constant decline. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about poverty. How has poverty been developing over the last couple of years? Poverty has been on a huge decline, and there has been an upsurge in global wealth. Statistics show that, according to the Global Wealth Report, in 2018 shows that in a year, aggregate global wealth increased by $14 trillion, about 4.6%, to a total of $317 trillion, outpacing population growth that the government was so afraid of. And furthermore, according to the World Bank, the poverty rates declined from 44% of the population to only 8% of the population worldwide from 1960 to 2018. Not only that, but the number of people living in slums has declined from 48% to 32%, showing what the consequences of poverty declining is. The fact that the people are starting to get better standards of living and starting to climb out of extreme poverty. There is something called the World Poverty Club that was developed by a number of scientists that shows how countries are climbing out of poverty, and it shows that 111 countries had extreme poverty completely eradicated. 16 countries will have it eradicated by 2030, and 44 countries are on the path. So we see that the countries are on a constant trend towards increasing peace and increasing prosperity. The fact remains that we are achieving better standards of life, and we are, and the subsequent consequences of that is that all the things that are associated with poverty, all the problems that are associated with poverty, are also grinding to a halt and decreasing, such as the decline in crime rates. And this subsequently increases the prosperity and the happiness of the average human being. Now, the government seems to be so afraid of overpopulation. But let me tell you that, have you ever heard of the 4 stages of population growth? What happens is that we start off with high mortality rates and high birth rates. As medical advancement develops and as the living conditions start to get better, mortality rates decline, but birth rates remain on the rise. After that, when we realize that we have achieved low mortality rates, birth rates start to decline, reaching in the end a state of population stability. And this has happened to most of the developed countries, and developing countries are quickly catching up. Bangladesh has did it in 34 years. South Africa has did it in 20 years. Iran has done it in only 10 years. We clearly see that the population growth that people are so afraid of is not actually that terrifying. And in fact, according to Max Roser, an economist, in 1950, 75% were living in extreme poverty. Now it's below 10%. So, in conclusion, we see that if we observe the trend, it seems that the trends are actually leading to a better tomorrow. And don't get me wrong, to assume that there is no trouble in the future is a fool's errand. Certainly there will be trouble, but humans are guarded by innovation and ingenuity, that they can be able to treat their problems accordingly. The future is whatever we make of it. It's a sandbox that we shape based on our ingenuity and our resourcefulness. So it seems that humanity does yearn for a better future. Thank you, everyone.